Marchionne and Alfa Romeo in Formula 1, a great cool. Aries, a very cool one. Marchionne had no hair on her tongue to explain with a jargon and colorful expression how she felt the return of Alfa Romeo to the races. Then she went on more solemnly, "Today we laugh at the Alfa Romeo, the stage that is due to its history in Formula 1, and we return to F1, a brand that has written an important piece in the history of Formula 1 itself." With these words, not without a bit of emotion, Marchionne introduced the big day which marks the return of Alfa Romeo in Formula 1. The place chosen for the event is also symbolic, the Alfa Romeo Museum in Aries, Milan, where the whole history of 100 years of racing and Alfa Romeo road sports is summed up, with dozens of models. There was even the new head of F1 Chase Carey, together with President Fiat Todt, to bless with Marchionne this historic day. For the new owners of F1 is an important moment, because it represents the arrival of a fifth manufacturer in F1, after Ferrari, Mercedes, Honda and Renault. It matters little that gives Marchionne the lever, now that controls two teams and not just one, to be able to make the big voice to address on his side the future technical choices of F1. The setting of the theater inside the museum was the same where the new Gioia was launched in the summer of 2015. But this time Marchionne, who 2 months ago at the party for the 70 years Ferrari had conducted the event in English, in the case of Alfa he spoke throughout the conference in Italian. To underline the exquisite Italianness of the project. Even if he marries a Swiss team that has Swedish capital in the share ownership. The words pronounced by Marchionne were emphatic, "Since we have committed ourselves to the rebuilding of the Alfa Romeo brand," he said, "we have always been convinced that Alfa had to express its potential even in racing, right where the brand was born. It became known and became legend thanks to the achievements of its drivers. Starting with Enzo Ferrari, who at the beginning of his career was driving the Alfa Romeo. And F1 is the natural reference for this brand. Because it is sport that represents the highest expression of technology, at the same time exalting man's talent and the importance of teamwork. It's been a long time since we wanted to go back to racing, but we preferred to wait to be ready to do it at the right time. Now we are ready to give back to Alfa the place it deserves in the panorama of sports competitions. Today is a day of pride for all the Alfisti who have been waiting for this moment for over 30 years. Of the Alfa Romeo Sauber combination, virtually everything had been known for 3 days. The only things that were missing were the definitive colors of the car and the drivers. There were some doubts about the livery. Seeing another red car like Ferrari could have created some ambiguity, and there was uncertainty about what colors the Italian-Swiss car would have had. And there was also the faint hope that, in addition to the almost certain arrival of Charles Leclerc, we could find a space on the Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 also for Antonio Giovinazzi, the best Italian driver of the young Ferrari nursery. Marchionne almost immediately dispelled any doubt. The drivers of the Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 will be Charles Leclerc and Marcus Ericsson, or the Swedish driver who in 2017 guided Sauber in the F1 World Championship. Giovinazzi has not managed to win the competition of the Swedish rider, who is tied to triple strings to the masters of the Swiss team, as it was just Ericsson to lead the consortium of financiers who last year had taken over the ownership of the Swiss team from the founder Peter Sauber. Giovinazzi will remain on the bench. He will be the third driver of the team and will support 6 days of free practice during the same number of F1 Grand Prix races. More or less what he did this year. Then in 2019 we will see. As for the color, deny those who thought they could see a red car. Even if dark red is typical Alfa, the Alfa Sauber F1 is completely white from the nose to the cockpit, while from the dome to the tail becomes Alfa red with the logo of the stylized white bison. Curiosity number 1. The Alfa F1 does not have the 4-leaf clover on the bodywork, the emblem of all Alfa racing cars since 1920, a symbol that will remain exclusive to Ferrari, as it had been this year. A curious ambiguity that Marchionne explained. Alfa is also a sponsor of Ferrari and the 4-leaf clover logo is worth a good amount of sponsorship. Maranello does not want to give up that money. Curiosity number 2, the car presented was a real mannequin? Just to show the colors, think that it was a 2013 single-seater V8 engine still aspirated and with the high face now long forbidden. The engines instead are Ferrari engines version 2018, marked with the name of the horse and not with the name Alfa Romeo. Excluded every downgrade, as it had been in 2017 and 2016, when Toro Rosso first and Sauber then, even with Ferrari engines, had previously raced with propellers of the old generation horse, the previous year. The engine of the Alfa Sauber 2018 will be the same as that of Ferrari, explained Marchionne. There will be no distinction unless we decide to take the risk of performance with an engine evolved for Ferrari. In that case do not put the Alfa Sauber performance at risk, we will leave the most tested engine. But who will beat the heart of Marchionne, passionate about the Alfa brand, Ferrari fan and president of the two brands in the eventual case of a fratricidal duel on the track? If such an embarrassment comes, it will be welcome. But I think he'll stay with Ferrari.